What's up, y'all? Back with another video. So what I want to talk about on here today with y'all is people that talk trash on our trucks and our fleet and things like that, and you know, the contractor division and all that. You know, you can't believe all the bad that you hear, and you can't believe all the good either. Some things you just have to find out for yourself. Yeah, I'm still smoking. Stressed out, depressed, things like that, you know. Anyway, you know, people are going to talk about how you shouldn't do our lease program and this and that, all because it didn't work out for them, right? Yeah, there's people out there that are doing that. You know, just because it didn't work out for you don't mean it's not going to work out for the next person. You're out here talking about how you're not going to make no money with Stevens and this and that. Let's compare other lease companies that I've heard stories about. Like Swift does the same lease program, but they do some sort of a line haul. Same thing with Prime. They do a lease program, but they do line haul. But see, what people fail to understand is you don't have to be a hustler with those companies like that. You don't have to run your ass off to make money. And in the trucking industry, man, you want to be an owner-operator, you got to be willing to run. And if you're not willing to run, you ain't ready. Okay? Let's say Swift or Prime or Schneider. They don't make a CPM on their leases. Let's say they make some sort of a line haul or something like that. You can run one load, let's say 1,700 miles. Let's say 1,700 miles, and you just gross to the truck $6,000 or something like that, $5,000 or $6,000. That could be your week already. And fuck, most of the time you sat. 1,600 miles in a week, for example, that's 3.5 days over here. If that, it's more like 2.9. If you got a student, that's a day, damn near. You know, you got to be willing to run. So, you know, when people are out here talking about don't come to Stevens and don't do our lease shit, you know, just find out for yourself. You know, it works for me. You can make money over here if you're willing to run. If you're not willing to run solo by yourself at least 3,000 miles a week as a contractor, no less than 2,700 a week, you ain't gonna make money. And you don't need to be out here. You don't need to be in the lease program, period. It's like me, I'm lease to purchase. So after 4.5 years, I'll most likely have the title in my name and things like that. You know, I love working for these guys. So don't, you know, and like I said, you can't believe all the bad. You can't believe all the good either. Don't get me wrong, there's the good and the bad with every company that you're going to go to. Let's get back up in the truck here. Oh, my trip plan still ain't come through. Hang on. Nope. It's alright, they'll get to it in just a minute. It's a beautiful day out here. But yeah, man, some of these other companies, you ain't even really got to run for their lease shit, because you're not making a CPM. I don't mind the CPM. You know why? Because if I want to make money, I gotta hustle over here, dude. I have to chase miles and miles. That's just part of it. I'm not one of them lazy people. I don't want to go work somewhere where I can run 2,000 miles in a week and gross this and my net be 1,800. I'd rather chase 3,000 miles a week, run my ass off, make a name for myself, and get a $1,200, $1,300 paycheck, $1,400 paycheck. And you know, if I became a trainer, even better. One of the trainers I went with, one of my trainers was OTR. We ran about a little over 6,000 miles a week. And my trainer was getting paid for the miles that I was running. So he just skinned in let's say a 6,500 mile week. Let's say 1,300 in fuel. By the time you get your fuel surcharge and all that, let's say 900 in fuel plus truck payment. So total deductions for that was probably, because he was a regular lease operator, probably around 1,800. Dude, that's like over a fucking $4,000 paycheck. You know, so, you know, before these people out here try and talk trash on Stevens, come try it for yourself, man. Just because it didn't work out for someone else doesn't mean that it ain't gonna work out for you. Over here in Nebraska land at Hunts Point, but yeah, man, I just had a honey bun and I got that sticky stuff on my lip, that icing or whatever. But you know, if you're willing to be an owner operator but you want to start as a lease operator first, I'd say come to Stevens, in my opinion. You can't be lazy out here wanting to become an owner operator, man. You just can't. You better stay as a company driver if you're wanting to sit and this and that, because I mean, you got responsibility, man. I mean, you got shit you got to do. You got to keep up with your maintenance. You have to keep up with your fixed cost and your incentives and your truck payment and your fuel and this and this and this and your home time account and your maintenance account and getting PMs on the truck, things like that. You know, especially if you're doing a lease to purchase. There's a fine line between a lease and a lease to purchase. Me being a lease to purchase, right? So it's a 4-year term. It's a 4-year contract. After that 4 years, the truck can become yours. But if you don't take care of it and you're lazy and you're just home, you know, this and that, and I'm not gonna lie, there's been times that I've slacked off. I was even talking to my DM about that last week. You know, we was talking, we got to get me back on track to where I was, running 12,000 miles a month. Because he was even like, you went downhill. It was like, I don't know what it is with you, but he was like, you're going downhill. You know, I have to get back up to where I was. because I had got lazy for a little bit and I had slacked off. It's done now. I mean, it's crunch time at this point. I won't be going back home until probably spring, and we're barely just into winter. Like I said, man, you gotta hustle out here. If you're not willing to, you need to go be a company driver, man. You ain't gotta worry about nothing as a company driver. I mean, that's the company's truck. You know, you ain't gotta worry about fuel. You get fuel where they tell you to get fuel. You get a PM on the truck when they tell you to get a PM on the truck. So I can't stress that enough. If you're not willing to work, you got to go home. You know, you got to be about that life in this seat. You know, fuck that. You know, excuse my language, running 2,000 miles a week and getting this much money and this and that. To me, honestly, you didn't even work for it. You didn't even work for it, dude. You know? So I've had drivers come up to me that see that I'm a lease operator or owner operator with Stevens, even though I'm not classified as an owner operator yet. You know, the only difference is I don't have the title in my name. I don't have a 4-digit truck number. I don't have a 2290 yet. But all that's coming. But anyway, they'll come up to me and they'll be like, man, you know, if you come over here, you can make so much more money over here. Not really. If you honestly think about it. Honestly, y'all that work for these other big companies that make line haul and all this other stuff, Swift, Schneider, Prime, if you think about it, you make exactly what I make. They're just very good at making you think differently. They're very good at you make this percentage on a load, or you make 25% of the load, or 75%, or you make this line haul. You gross this to the truck, yeah, but by the time you take out fuel and your truck payment is twice than what ours is, as high as ours goes is barely $800. These other companies got truck payments a week that are like at $1,200 a week. So when you really think about it and you actually sit down and you break it down for a minute, there's not that much of a difference, to tell you the truth. There's really not. I'm trying to get away from the cigarettes. I've slowed way down. You know, sometimes I need one, you know, if I get really stressed out and pissed off and depressed and things like that. But, you know, a lot's gonna start changing, you know. 1 o'clock. But, you know, well, everything I've said in this video, you know, if you're not a truck driver yet, or you are a truck driver, or you're with Stevens and you watch my videos, or you're with Schneider or Prime or Swift and you're doing a lease program with either us or them, you know, or you're with them and you're thinking about coming here, or you're here and you're thinking about going there, stop and really just think about it. The grass is greener on the other side where you water it. If you're over here and you think the grass ain't green, maybe it's because you're not watering it. Did you ever think about that? So, think about it and make a good decision. You know, I cannot stress it enough. You want to be an owner operator, you want to do this, you want to put your foot down and do it, you have to fucking run. I'm not saying y'all over there with them other big companies that y'all don't run. Yeah, y'all probably do run. But you're not chasing a CPM. You might run, but I think I gotta disagree. And when I say that we run harder, I think we run harder. I don't mind chasing a CPM at all. I like it. It fits me. But we'll end this video. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.